there's a pattern here. You can use the FOIL method. You could just say a plus b times a plus b. If you use the FOIL, first terms, outer a times b, inner b times a, and then last b times b. And these two middle terms would add together. You'd have a squared plus 2ab plus b squared. It's a pattern for any squared binomial. So the first term squared, 2 times the first times the last, and then the last term squared. And there's the pattern. So you can just use it without thinking about it, or you can go back to the FOIL method and derive it. So again, if you've got it memorized, great. If you don't, use the FOIL method. Same thing with this. This has a pattern. A plus b times a minus b would just give us a squared minus b squared. Or again, use the FOIL method and you'll come up with the right result with that as well. Now, if you get into cubed, there's also a pattern if you have an a plus b cubed, or for that matter, a minus b cubed. You can memorize the patterns and do those, but if you don't know those, there's another method. You look at binomial expansion, and there's a reasoning behind that, and there's a thing called Pascal's triangle, and it has the shape of a triangle. You have a 1, a 1, 2, 1, a 1, 3, 3, 1, a 1, 3, 4, 3, 1. And that gets into an algorithm where we use these to derive coefficients. To go a little further into the binomial expansion, or a plus b cubed, a special product. To do this, you can memorize the pattern, but also when we get in future chapters on binomial expansion, you'll see that there's a method to it. And I'm going to just show that briefly. This is called Pascal's triangle. Starts with a 1. Ones go along the triangle, and this second line, 1, 2, 1, would be used for a plus b squared. It would be the coefficients involved. And then in this line, for a plus b to the third. So the coefficients involved would be 1, just as in the triangle, 3, 3, 1. So you can either memorize what this is, or you can remember that it's in the triangle. It displays the coefficients. And then a plus b to the fourth, the coefficients are 1, 4, 6, 4, and 1. So something to remember. And then we're going to erase that now, so if you want to see that, you can pause the video. So let's take another case, which would be a minus b cubed. And actually you would still use the same principle of the Pascal's triangle for the coefficients. And this time we're just going to put the memorized values in there. So in this case we would have a cubed minus 3a squared b, and then we would have plus 3ab squared, and then last minus b cubed. And I could have applied Pascal's triangle to that as well, or you can memorize this pattern. So, and as you can see, I don't really memorize patterns very well myself. So I generally have to look back or have to go back and use Pascal's triangle in these cases.